We are now joined by Mr. Dominic Barton. He is Global Managing Director of McKinsey & Company, and for the third time in a row, speaker at this year's Gallen Symposium. Mr. Barton, thank you very much for being with us and granting us some of your time.
Thank you.
You have worked in various industries and consulted business leaders from different sectors. Looking back at these experiences, in which industry have you encountered the highest affinity towards risk-taking?
I think, first of all, I'd say there's as much variation within industries as there is between industries. So when you say that, I think of companies as opposed to industries. But that said, to get to your question, I think in commodity industries, if mining companies are some of the most bold risk takers because they're putting a lot of capital down, they're making big bets every time they do something. Energy companies as well. So I think in the resource-based companies, basic materials companies, they tend to take, they have a high affinity for risk, bet the company type things that go on. I think financial services did. I think that's obviously a different ball game now, but I'd probably say if I went to industries, it would really be around the basic materials commodities players.
2 months ago, you were reappointed as Global Managing Director of McKinsey & Company. Congratulations for that. Will you be doing things differently now?
I'm not going to do too much differently in terms of the themes I'm trying to push on McKinsey about our reach and relevance, working on the most important problems or challenges on the planet. Our modernization of McKinsey and how we work, those will stay the same. I think I will do some things differently in terms of how I use my time. It took me I'm a slow learner. It took me a lot of time to figure out things. I think I can be a little more disciplined in terms of where I'm spending my time and how I work through people and so forth. So more my operating model will probably change somewhat, but the themes I'm on, I'm keen on, and I sort of like double the energy.
What is the general mood of the participants here at this year's Gallen Symposium regarding the development of the global economic future?
I think it's positive is what I would say, cautiously optimistic. I think in the context of all the turbulence that's going on and insecurities about what may end up happening in Europe and so forth, I feel it's more bullish than that it's more, which I'm happy about, positive. I think in the US there's a sense too that there is a recovery. It may be a bit anemic. It's not very robust or strong, but it's there. So I feel that's the case. I get the sense there's more, though, of a discussion on the longer term. Lots of changes. I've been really excited and surprised about the discussions on entrepreneurialism. I met, even compared to last year, the number of students talking about entrepreneurialism, the people, it just seems to be amped up. That's just my sense.
All right. Now, looking back at your life, what has been the biggest risk you have ever taken?
I've taken quite a few risks because I'm of the belief, I learned this from a mentor who told me that the people who in a cohort who are more successful than others actually have more bad luck than others. So that means you do fail. I'd say a couple of big risks. One was actually coming to McKinsey. A lot of people from where I came from said, why would you do that? Who is this? What are these people? What do they do? I'm not sure. Why would you do that? Why would someone hire? So even from those are my friends, my family even, kind of like, why would you do that? The second one was actually probably moving to Asia. I moved there before it was a popular place. I actually went to Korea, and people said, "What is there? Are you doing? Are you failing? Or what? The only people that go there aren't doing well." It was quite a lot of people thought that was crazy. But I'm almost of the view, if you have a strong intrinsic feeling towards something, feel it. But then you'll often get a lot of people telling you shouldn't do it. Those are some I can just think of now. But I think you don't grow unless you're taking risk. It just doesn't work that way. And that means when you take risk, you'll also fail. But you just got to get back up off the ground and go. That's my view.
Mr. Barton, thank you very much for that insights and your time, and enjoy your stay here at the Gallen Symposium.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here. It's fun.